Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Here I am, touching down in Chiang Mai in the northern part of Thailand for my 5th adventure holiday in the country. On my 4 previous visits, I had landed at Bangkok, and during my first holiday in January 2020, I stayed a few nights in Chiang Mai. Unfortunately though, I lost most of the film footage taken of the city. It therefore made good sense to start my latest holiday in Chiang Mai and retake the photographic records that I had previously lost. Arrival in Chiang Mai and taxi, and the time is 3:30 on the way to the hotel. Here then is the main entrance to the hotel, and as you can see, it's right alongside part of the old city wall. As you come out of the lift, all the rooms are kind of like on an outside corridor. But the best feature of the hotel is the swimming pool. So then inside the room, first impressions, it is one of the older hotels in the town, which I was kind of expecting because it's inside the old city walls. Right, now it's Wednesday the 28th of February. I'm now going to head into the town and show you around the streets of Chiang Mai. The streets of Chiang Mai are fairly easy to navigate. The old city, as it's called, is enclosed in a perfect mile square, around which there is a very ancient wall and kind of a moat. So that's what I'm going to head for first. And my hotel is located perfectly situated inside the square, so I've got the old town on one side of the road and the nightlife on the other side of the road. Now I am fairly hungry, but I've managed to find a cafe which is right next door to the hotel, and I'm going to have an American breakfast with a cup of coffee. Orange juice and coffee included in the price, but got my doubts about the bacon, which does seem to be a little bit on the crispy side. As I say, there's a city wall in the shape of a perfect square, 1 mile by 1 mile approximately, and on each of the 4 sides of the square there's a gate. This is the east gate, and my hotel is just through, just the other side of the wall. Plenty of opportunities for selfies, of course. Just off on a little side street, I've just come across this rather delightful beer garden and Spice Garden restaurant. Just take you inside. Some pretty large fish in the little pond. Does seem to be reasonably priced. Most of the dishes are
costing between about £2.50 and £4. The well-known pad Thai dish, pork or chicken, costs 120 Thai baht, which is around about £3. And of course you can't walk too far in any Thai city before you come across one of the many Buddhist temples. This one's right opposite the beer garden, and it's called the Wat Dok Wang Temple. I'll just take a quick look inside. Just quickly walk inside part of the temple. Before you enter any of the buildings you have to take your shoes off. Customary to do so. There's a little street food stall here. Don't know quite what these little snacks are, but I picked up a packet of them anyway. And of course we have some chicken and some fish here on the stall. And lo and behold, the Bikers Cafe is still here. Riders Corner. Came here 4 years ago and had a beer, and it's beer o'clock now, so I'll partake in another one. There's the actual bar. The actual owner of the cafe is not here at the moment. First of the day, and inside the cafe, of course, there's plenty of motorbikes to view. The Bikers Cafe is right on the northeastern corner of the city square. So I'll now continue my walk along the north part of the square. I have to say this is rather disappointing. This is the north gate of the wall, which has changed quite a bit since I was here 4 years ago. There seems to be some extensive repair works being carried out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little detour inside the gates of the city. For a very special reason. There's method in me madness. There is a statue which I saw when I was here 4 years ago, and I'll try to find it again. Just here in this side street there's a little pancake cafe. I think I might have one. So I've decided to have the minced chicken and quail egg pancake, which is just 15 baht, which is around about 30 pence. And this is the lovely Moi, who's just prepared my meal. And there it is, minced chicken and quail egg pancake. Well, that was so delicious, I'm going to have 2 more. So I did promise to make my way to the Three Kings statue, and here it is. It is in the middle of a square. Well, you just don't know what you're going to see next. I hope they pass their test. Tuk-tuks are a lovely way to get around any city. They don't cost a fortune, but always beware, because the drivers of the tuk-tuks will try and persuade you to do a tour, and you may well find you paying a little bit more than what you were anticipating. So it's time for food now, and I've just come to the Terrace restaurant, and I've decided to have one of the Thai dishes, which is pad siu mu, which is pork with noodles. Just as a little bit of a hint here, a little bit of a Thai language lesson. Mu, M-O-O, is pork, and gai, G-A-I, is chicken. And the meal that I'm having today, with pork with noodles, cost 140 baht, which is around about £3.50. And the meal is served. Day 2 of the holiday. It's the last day of February today. It's a leap year this year, so it's February 29th. And today I'm going to be heading around the rest of the city wall, to the west this time. So I found my way to a cafe just along the road from the hotel. It's a little bit more expensive at this cafe. £6 was the charge, but in with that I have mushroom soup and for breakfast as well. So here's a little extra which is on the house. Some fruit in a dish, some pineapple, and apparently some dragon fruit, which I'm not sure if I've had before. Now here's something that's opened up since the COVID lockdown. You now see all over towns and villages shops that sell cannabis, that sell weed. The rules have been relaxed here in Thailand. I have to say it's not my cup of tea at all, and the actual laws that govern the sale of cannabis are flaunted quite a bit, I believe, as well. Today I'm walking in a southerly direction along the eastern side of the old city square, and apart from the ancient city wall, which you can see in various places, there's also a moat which runs around all sides of the square, and in certain places there are these lovely fountains. Just a little bit further along, I've now reached the southeastern corner of the old city wall, and there is part of the ancient wall you can see, and alongside another fountain in the moat. And after going around the corner, I'm now walking along the southern part of the square. On this side there's actually 2 gates into the old city. It's the one exception. On all the other sides there's just one gate in the centre of the road. Along the southern road there's 2 gates, as I say, which are located kind of near the corners. Just here then is the first of the 2 gates on the south road. As you can see, the road is very busy on this section. Oddly enough, the name of the gate here is quite simply called the Chiang Mai gate. These vehicles here are called song taos, and they travel around the centre of the town only. But the fare is always the same. You simply hop on and press the button when you want to get off, and the fare is always just 30 baht, which is around about 75 pence. Just there you can see the price marked on the van, 30 baht per person. So here's another temple. This is the Wat Pan Wen temple. There is actually 14 temples inside the old city. Not to worry, I'm not going to every one of them though. Heading back to the main road now. Wow, it's hot today. 33 degrees again. Same as yesterday. And I think I'm in need of a beer. Here then is the second of the two gates along the south road. So continuing my walk along the south road, not far from the southwest corner now, and in fact if you look in the distance there, you can probably now see part of the old city wall right on the corner. So I've now walked the full 1 mile length of the South Road. As you can see, there's the old wall right in the corner. But before I turn the corner and head in a northerly direction, there seems to be a lovely little park right opposite here. So I'm going to walk into the park. And here's the sign at the little entrance to the park, which claims it's the 47th Flower Festival. Every so often you have a little bench there where you can rest. Maybe a budding Monet or a Renoir here. A couple of keep fit girls there. Fair play. I'm too old for that. Good morning. Thai people keep fit very seriously, and in any park you're bound to come across some kind of little gymnasium. Maybe some joggers as well. And with this little building in the middle of the lake, that seems to be the end of the little park experience. So that was the southwest corner. You can see the old city wall there. And what I've decided to do is to walk about half a mile up to the centre of the West Road, to the gate, and then cut inside. I won't go right up to the northwest corner. By the way, it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is, at this time of the day, probably the best side to walk along, because there is a little bit of shade under these trees. There's a Muay Thai boxing school, the national sport of Thailand.
7, 8, 9, 10.
But as you can see, I've made my way to the centre of the West Street, and the West Gate is just here. So I found my way to an indoor cafe where I'm going to have another beer. It's absolutely really hot outside, and after walking 2 miles I think I'm in need of a bit of a rest. So cheers, or as they say in Thailand, Jongdao. Well, I've just had a couple of pints in that lovely little cafe there, and while I was in there I did have a look at the menu, which looked amazing, and it's really reasonably priced. There's some really nice dishes in there. Chicken dishes, pork dishes, all sorts. And the prices seem to be only £2 for a meat dish with rice, or anything similar. Uh-oh. Well, I did tell you they were springing up all over the place. Here's another lovely temple within the city walls. And as the sun is setting, this no doubt is the jewel of the whole temple. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the temple, the Wachirathan Waterfall. Excuse my phrasing if it's not quite right, but in Thai the word Wat means temple. So I'm now back at the northeastern corner of the old city, and as I told you, I'm heading for the Bikers Corner, which is just literally around the corner. I'm back at the Bikers Corner. I've had 2 or 3 beers and been speaking to the owner, whose name is same as mine, Ian, and had a meal here. And I think it's time to get back to the hotel.
And that concludes episode 1. Join me for part 2 for my 3rd and final day in Chiang Mai, when I take an excursion to the Wachirathan Waterfall and the King and Queen pagodas. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, and when searching for the channel in the YouTube search box, be sure to enter the channel name exactly as written to ensure that all the videos will be displayed.